Bradley Aidan Johnson here with an email reply. Question about workout. Right. So I've been working out for about a year. I had a large problem with being overweight. I was 110 kilos and cut down to 90 in 5 months-ish through hard work and diet. Ever since though, I've been stuck at the same body fat percentage. I'm gonna pause it there. Everyone says they're stuck at the same body fat percentage. I wonder, how do people know that you're stuck at the same body fat percentage? Are you eyeballing it? Is it calipers? Is it your weight scales? Are you jumping in a tub of water? You taking it, doing it down at your local lab? I mean, are you getting an MRI over you? I mean, like, how do you telling this body fat percentage? I'm really anti body fat percentage because people always work them out wildly wrong. If you're working out and you're getting stronger, which you should be if you say you're working out. If you're working out and getting stronger, there's no way to get stronger but to build more muscle. More muscle weighs more. So if you're getting stronger while cutting, because you have been cutting from, so I doubt you can move into a bulk, and your weight staying the same, your body fat percentage is going down if you get stronger. You don't need any calipers or any crazy stuff to know that. If you're getting stronger and your weight is the same, your body fat percentage is dropping, your lean muscle mass is rising. Let's get back to the question. I've gone through various workout plans and planned my diet to follow it and never gotten below the notorious 10%. So never really gotten that ab look. I've gotten bigger and a larger chest and everything. I have 0% fat on my thighs, chest, arms or shoulders. Everything just sticks to my belly. I know you can't focus on fat burning, focus your fat burning, sorry, but I was wondering if you could help me out. Maybe if you had a workout plan, a diet plan I could eat, we're cutting, that I could follow, and in return maybe I could help you out somehow. I'm very good with graphical design, photography and retouching of photos. Well, bribe aside, I'm gonna give myself as an example. I get the six-pack abs look, visible abs, very quickly. Like, that is a genetic advantage I have in that thing. I will always have a visible six-pack abs, always, because I get that pretty quickly. But once I get it, it takes ages for it to get from there to really popping out. What happens after I get that, you know, go from being really overweight to having visible six-pack abs, is most of my fat drops from my legs. So I'll get veins all running down my thighs, going, you know, all the way down to my knee, and they'll start really coming out, and my lower abs will hardly be visible at all. That's just the way that I lose fat. And obviously as a guy, we don't really carry fat around here. If we're going anywhere near, you know, low body fat percentages, we're just gonna have mostly skin. It's gonna be like that. There's still a bit of fat there, but you know, we're not gonna have that. There's nothing you can do about the order in which you burn fat. All you can do is burn more. But you believe you have 0% fat on your thighs, you're incorrect. It's not that bad. I've never seen anyone that actually carries 0% fat or anything like even a low amount of fat on their legs. It's just because it feels that way. Now the problem you're having is being in your head a little bit. And we all have it. You know, wake up, you look in the mirror and you're like, oh no, this, I don't like this, and don't like this, and why is it all, that's fine, but I don't like that. And all that stuff in your head is detracting you from the main, just go to the gym and get stronger, keep your diet in check. If you do believe you need to cut, all that can happen is ab fat will burn and your abs will pop out. If that's not happening, it means your weight is probably staying the same. If your weight is staying the same, then obviously it's not improving, which means you need to look at something like this, which is the Badge Method Excel macro calculator and diet planner, which will teach you how to drop those extra pounds of fat. But I think to everyone that's like, you know, trying to lose weight or trying to put on weight or anything, get out of your head a little bit. Take your pictures, you know, monitor your progress, ask people what they think, etc. Be honest with yourself. I mean, don't lie to yourself and say, oh, the progress is fantastic, I'm doing really well, but really, you know, it's not, nothing's really happening. But get out of your head. Don't focus so much looking at the picture like, oh no, see, it's not. If you are losing weight and you're doing it correctly on a program like, you know, like I've just linked you to, you will be losing fat and they're coming. Don't try and speed it up, don't try and change anything. Don't try and be like, oh no, I lost more fat from my thighs this week than my abs, let me try and change something. It's nothing to change, it's just you. You are burning fat in the opposite order to which your body stored it. It burns fat the way it feels like, which makes sense to it. In the same way, when you go to a store to buy some groceries, say you want to go and buy some raspberries, and the raspberry store is next to one of your bank cards, you don't use the bank card because that corresponds to the store that it's near to, just because, oh, I'm near my NatWest bank, so I'm going to use my NatWest card, but then when I go and buy some shoes, my shoes are closer to my Halifax bank, so I'll use my Halifax card. You just use whatever. You use whatever makes most sense to you. And what normally makes most sense is whatever's most accessible, which is cash if you've got it. If you don't, a card. If you're low on cash on the card, then you use your credit card. That's the exact same way that the body works. It uses the most obvious thing, which is, if we correspond that back to fitness, it is the food that you have readily available, and glycogen stores would be cash in hand. After that, it would dig into accounts, but it would dig into the most current accounts, that's what I call current accounts, the most current accounts, which would be the most recently stored fat, just like your current account is the most recently acquired money. And after that, it may go into like a credit card or a savings account, and that is your deepest stores of fat, but it will only go there once it's exhausted all other options. No one puts money on their credit card if they've got $1 million in their current account. No one does that. No one digs into their savings if their current account is full of money and they've got loads of cash in their pocket. And that is exactly how your fat's gonna work. So what I would like you to do is make sure you're getting the max out of your workouts. Here are my training logs if you wanna know how to work out. Make sure you're getting stronger in the gym. That's key. You're only a year in, which means whatever you're doing with diet, you should be getting stronger every single time you lift. So make sure that is the first most important thing. And after that, if your goal is still to cut, which it may or may not be, you really want that ab look, go for a 1 pound a week slow cut, and you'll get it within 3 months. If you're saying that your body fat's as low as you say it is. Now, link here again to how to do it. Now, don't try and rush it, don't get crazy with it, don't try and change it because it doesn't happen in the first 2 weeks. It's going to be a slow process, but a very sure process, and if you're doing it correctly, a very safe, healthy, and best for your long-term gains process. I hope that's been some help. You didn't even need to bribe me, look at that, helped you anyway. bradleyaidanjohnson at gmail.com. If you have any queries or theories or suggestions or anything, let me know. Other than that, like the video, like my Facebook, follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and of course subscribe. Peace.